So, I believe these sandwiches were made for dinner roughly a few hours ago, if I'm recalling correctly. I think it has provolone cheese, hard salami, these rolls, and I microwaved a can of SpaghettiOs to go with the mini sandwiches, or more like the mini roll sandwiches. I poured a glass of milk because I, oddly enough, couldn't find any sparkling juice within the refrigerator. I think it was very early, but I believe today I made some efforts to rearrange stuff so I could make room to move this item so that I could ultimately upgrade this manufactory, but at some point I realized that even if I succeeded, which at the time didn't seem likely to me, I didn't have, and still don't, the population to complete the upgrade. I recently completed an upgrade for the Marshall Monastery. Today featured my farthest attempt yet on a map within Bloons Tower Defense 6. I made it to round 183. Using a combination of Monkey Buccaneer merchantman ships, with the favored trades upgrade on, I think it's a Monkey Wall Street banana farm, which gives you a 4,000 cash bonus at the end of each round and gives a 10% boost to all of your merchantmen. Once you get the central market upgrade, I took a screenshot near the end of that attempt, or that game, to show how intense the end game gets. I decided to microwave the can of SpaghettiOs instead of finish off the leftover Campbell's tomato soup. That came from lunch, which was around somewhere between 3 and 5 p.m., I'm thinking. It's currently 11:06. Part of the reason for such a late dinner today or maybe most of it, has to do with the current sleep schedule. I first woke up, I think I stayed up till it was I stayed up to about 6 in the morning because I remember calling my dad. And then I fell asleep, woke up around 10:15 to 10:30ish in the morning, and then I fell asleep again and woke up around 1:15ish in the afternoon. And I made sure to get every last noodle from that can of SpaghettiOs. Being sure to use this spoon to scrape out the holdout noodles from the sides of the can. After hitting the bottom with my palm while holding the can, that ended up making a bit of a mess on the countertop, which I cleaned up while microwaving the SpaghettiOs for the midpoint of 1 minute and 45 seconds by selecting 2 minutes, then stopping it at 15 seconds. Right before this dinner, I went on Newgrounds, kind of hoping, because I heard something about there being a player to download off of Newgrounds in order to keep enjoying Flash content indefinitely. I would just like to have that peace of mind, even though I'm thinking at this point I'll still be able to play Congregate games, and I'll still be able to work on Dan Hamming episodes. And for lunch, I had tomato soup, Campbell's tomato soup, with grilled cheese sandwiches. I believe what was used was the cheeses we got a while back from the deli, I'm thinking. And I figured out how to group a bunch of props together so that on a motion path I can resize them and move their endpoint to all coincide at once, which saves a bunch of time from the alternative method I was thinking of, and helps to ensure that there's no inaccuracies in the sizing between one prop in the intended group and another prop in the intended group. Aside from that, I'm not really too sure. Although, while on Newgrounds, I briefly, while I was trying to search for a game old enough, thinking that if I found a Flash game on Newgrounds, it would then give me the prompt to download the player. I recently tried to download Flash again as a sort of effort to try and ensure that I would have standalone Adobe Flash. Although I'm not, only time will tell how successful that effort was. Hopefully there'll be something to emulate Flash, should the need or want for that ever arise for me. The oldest games you can find on Kongregate are from 2006, but the oldest games you can find from Newgrounds are from the late 1990s. Although I happened to find, when I was thinking of finding that old sort of adventure game that I was thinking was called SimCity or Sin City. That's from, I think, 2000. I was thinking of that as being old enough to prompt the Flash player download, but I ended up finding Pico SimDate from 2006. It, oddly enough, didn't give me the prompt to download the Newgrounds Flash player, so that prompted me to go on the homepage of Newgrounds, where I found a new episode of the Foamy the Squirrel series. As someone who used to avidly go on Newgrounds when I was younger, the Foamy the Squirrel series ended up being a pretty significant part, or maybe just a small part, of my childhood, because I did a bunch of things other than Newgrounds. Oddly enough, this new episode, which I ended up watching due to my surprise at the fact that I Will Press still made them, ended up being a foamy rant on the terms community and diversity being marketing ploys, basically. It was roughly 3.5 minutes. I'm just hoping that moving forward, we'll be able to address all the issues surrounding all the isms and have true equity and equality of opportunity depending on merit, so that everyone can have a fair chance to succeed.